fuck out of people, but I'm just misunderstood. But if you was to listen real good, then you wouldn't mistake me for being crazy. You would learn to love and appreciate me now. Hear me clearly, the reason I am how I am, they don't scare me. I'm not under the spell, I'm not trapped in a cycle, they can't pull the wool over my eyes. I see the truth, for all of our lives we've been lied to, and I know it's hard to accept, so we drink away the pain and party to death. Had so much sex, smoke so much weed, we just wanna have fun, we don't wanna think. We just wanna make dollars, we don't wanna make sense. We don't wanna pay attention, we just wanna pay the rent.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion. I don't wanna hear about your spiritual epiphany, G's. I'm not a role model, I just care about what make me. More money and celebrity power, more sex, drugs, and fame. A star for my name on that LA sidewalk. That's how you want me to be, ain't it? Cause when I do good, you hate it. But when I'm evil and reckless, you love it. Fanatics, y'all a bunch of sick motherfuckers. You need to grow up and open your minds. I put truth in the song, but you want lies. I put real in rap music, but you want fake. By the time you understand me, it'll be too late. You so caught up in fantasy land, you so under the spell. I wish you luck, I wish you well. Real men drink water, we stay with our women and raise our daughters. And our little men too, and teach them the things they won't teach them in school. Like ancient black history and how to survive in these modern day times. There's no games being played, no kidding, no bullshitting there. No games being played, no kidding, no bullshitting, and no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Rap ain't right. Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion. Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Why he keep saying ooh? Cause that's how they face look every time I'm swinging through. Don't act like I'm screaming, get money first out the blue. Like I wasn't serving niggas 30s out my shoes, out my socks, out the hotels, or meet me by my spot. By the shop, or fucking meet me at the top, but by then you can't cop. Like I really tell my moves though. Look, 20 teens, I turned 3 into a 4-way. Had the boy and the girl, but never went both ways. Never met Mr. West, but I know yay. Back page bitch pimpin', turn your BM to a throwaway. Pay the cost to be the boss, that's what I'm supposed to say. But I'm loose off the goose in the ocean spray. I'm still ballin' while I'm coaching since I know the play. The rules still apply, be out your mind, get you smoked today. And I ain't talking shit, I'm talking what I know, okay? You don't wanna listen, get the fuck, and don't smoke my J. Legendary DMV advocate, trust I know my way. I know my worth, with or without you, I'ma be on my way. Keep it a buck, you niggas suck, that's how I know you gay. Not for real, fuck niggas, all lowercase. I'm going in like it's an open safe. And I'm screaming, get money first every time I show my face.
SB for tourists. Swag like the 80s, gold and velour. The plug just dropped another brick and said I got a day to dump it. Lil Giz just shot the block up. How the fuck I'm supposed to pump it? PG posted everywhere, there's no way I can make this cheddar. I don't serve nobody else, I love my fiends, they treat me better. Slide through 23rd, seen some swerve, bust a couple swings. Park a hand and roll a J while waiting for my phone to ring. And everybody got work, the hood's over flooded with birds. And I got a time limit, my plug get on my fucking nerves. Get it gone fast, being thirsty, that's a downfall. And I'm sucker ducking niggas fake like vape out the mall. Peace to Lil Ma, that's my man, he got the switch. Gotta be a solid nigga, we ain't rolling with no snitch. These streets will kill you, don't love nobody more than they love you. Them same niggas will turn to Judas, even your blood too, nigga. Yeah, real. Bob style. Yeah.
Points. Smitty's Corner.
I'm so cool, 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 I'm so cool.
There I go. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I'm checking all my settings. Okay, now, respect. Welcome or welcome back to Smitty's Corner. So, for this evening, we're going to dive into two topics. Topic number one is about family. Family. Topic number two is about dating apps. And are they good for us? Is it something spawned from the pits of hell? I don't know. You know, is it somewhere in between? But we got a few things we're going to check out. So the first thing I want to get into is always, before we dive right on in, as always, let me ask you, how's your headspace? How's the day been treating you? And how are you? Just in case nobody else asked you. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Before we get into everything, what I want to do is, matter of fact, let me do this. Let me do this. Let me go ahead and boom, right? Then let me go ahead and boom. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to take a look at a clip that it's another perspective that I actually had sent to me by the missus, which I really appreciate. I don't know. She always finds dope ass shit for me to go ahead and react to. So salute. So with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Let's go ahead and rock out.
After these messages, we'll be right back. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone, but when I see you hanging about with anyone, it's not unusual to see me cry. I wanna die. It's not unusual to go out at any time, but when I see you out and about, it's such a crime. If you should ever want to be loved by anyone, it's not unusual. It happens every.
All right. So let's go ahead and get to this. So for this first one, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this clip. We're going to see what it says, and then I'm going to go ahead and give my quick reaction. So let's rock out.
Modern day women just don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
You believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4", only about what? 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year, and I'm black at that if you add that on. So just if we're speaking about those figures, the things that women are attracted to, no, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'll let you do the math.
Okay, before we go, what's your math saying?
The conversation and the words that are coming out of the mouth of someone like you, I would never consider top tier. A top tier man is also a man that is extremely desirable by way of his character. A top tier man is a man who displays a certain level of intellect that allows him to consider other people. A top tier man, they lead with love, not with dictatorship, right? They don't want to control their woman. They want to gently lead their woman. A top tier man creates space for a woman to feel good about herself. A top tier man supports the dreams and the ideas of a woman. A top tier man prioritizes a woman. A top tier man is in leadership and working as hard as he is to give the woman the life of her dream.
And with all that stuff that you just said, that was just womanese talk.
Womanese is also 6'4", black, attractive. I don't know too many women in my circle who desire a 6'4" man still wearing braids.
Cooley, brother. Now, while sometimes you be dropping some gems, there are other times like this where you just yapping, bro. I'm actually a little disappointed that someone as intelligent as you would even say something like this out your mouth. So I'm 6'7", and I would say a good portion of women may find me handsome. And while I had a great job, I used to drive the bus. Great pay, great benefits. Does that make me top tier? Not at all. Because I could be a trashy individual. The fact that you just said out your mouth that what qualifies you as a top tier man is aesthetics and finances is absurd. And then to minimize what that young lady was saying she's speaking womanese, when what she's saying is making absolutely logical sense. It's crazy work. To be honest, a lot of men do lead with dictatorship and not love. There's a lot of men that are out here doing way too much to establish to the general public that they are in fact men. When you a man, you ain't got to do any extra work. You either are or you ain't. Being a man should come natural, not all this walking around beating on your chest like you God tier. A man should never have to label himself top tier. When it is, you know it. I think a lot of these men just really fear being labeled as feminine, so they do all this jive turkey behavior to try and make themselves seem more masculine. The real ones could see through all that, is all I'm saying. Respectfully, of course.
Okay. I must say, going back to the live that I had, I would say, I don't know, like about a week now ago. And we pulled that actual clip up, me and the missus. And for the most part, that is right along the lines of what I was saying. I, for the longest, have spoken about that. Height or figure, all that stuff don't make you top tier now. Can it be an absolute addition? Can it be a plus? Absolutely. Salute, Raj. Absolutely it can. But that's not what you should lead with. You know, that isn't what should be the main thing that your focal point is, as far as like what your true assets and what your true credibility when it comes to your status in manhood consist of. Shouldn't be that. No, never. So I do recognize exactly what he's saying. Everything even the woman was saying, smack on point. To think that you're top tier because you have the height and the money, and the main point that I said even before, what about the guys who aren't your height and who don't make what you make? So basically what you're saying is, hey guys, the only ones who are basically in this category are those who make about this much roughly and those who are about this height roughly. Me, myself, I'm not tall for real. I'm 6 feet even. I was a chef. I don't speak my finances, but let's just say I made a nice amount, well over 50,000 a year, well over that, right? Under 100. But the fact is that how I operate, how I move, my lifestyle, the whole nine is the main reason why I was able to acquire whatever woman I was dealing with at that time, because I made myself desirable through how I operate and how I function in a truthful, genuine way, right? Not no fraudulent stuff. But with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to go ahead and get to this first video. And with that being said, let's rock out.
You know what I want? I want to talk to Samson. Fly me to the moon like that bitch Alice Kramer. Cause it's hard being black and gifted. Sometimes I just want to throw it all down and get lefty. Everybody knows in my neighborhood, it's the best test around. Samson shit is blessed. Got the whole town on lockdown.
That's what I want to live right there. Look at this horror.
Legalize this shit, please.
Okay, so I want to ask you guys a question. What is your view when it comes to family? And how do you weigh out when it comes to how valuable family is in contrast to, let's say, the trinkets of life, right? How important is family to you? How do you really see life? Do you really value what life really is, right? And, you know, I think we've been very much so desensitized to human life. We have. So with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. We're going to go ahead and we're going to look at this video. Let's go ahead and dive down below.
Are y'all ready, kids? Oh, shit!
You only as clean as you want to be. Get the motherfucking day started. Luxury car, selfie blunt, temperature just right so you're comfortable. Music low, not that loud. $1,300 leather on the leather.
Now pay very close attention to how he talks. All the things he's naming. We'll see where I'm going later. Let's keep on rocking out.
Sunroof, extra light, and some bands. This what's wrong with me.
That right there is what's wrong with most people. So, you know, I think a lot of people will say welcome to the club on that one, but let's keep on rocking out.
In the mall, North Riverside. Different levels to this shit.
Now, we're going to get back to them credit cards in a minute. You'll see.
Because I seen King Louis flexing one of these motherfuckers.
For those who are not hip, King Louis is a rapper. Man, I mean, I had my inspirations when it comes to wanting to better my lyrics and stuff, but I ain't never wanted to go out and try to emulate anybody on planet Earth but myself. Let's keep on rocking out.
Oh, killer.
Yeah.
Word on the street, young QC got clothes. Word on the street, QC got clothes. Motherfucker, yo, word on the street, word on the street. Today's flow. Versace.
When Kwame Wilson didn't show obvious grief at his mother's funeral, his cousin chalked it up to shock that he was just having trouble processing her death. The young man didn't sit in the front row of the church near Yolanda Holmes' casket and spent much of the service hanging outside, according to friends and relatives, some of who found his behavior at the September 2012 funeral very odd. Prosecutors alleged the 24-year-old actor, dancer, and rapper, who goes by the name Young QC, had a reason for looking suspicious.
His deep sadness over the killing of Hadia Pendleton was evident as hundreds gathered outside the Greater Harvest Baptist Church. WGN's Randy Bellasomo has that story.
The crowd began to form hours before services were scheduled to start. A solemn air settled upon South State as the casket of...
Now, I don't know exactly what the relationship was like between this young man and his mother. I don't know. But I will say this. I've gone through some very, very rough patches in my life, and I've had some moments where my mother was not happy with me at all. Basically wrote me off. Yeah, I really don't know what to say about that, but I know one thing. Whatever it is that you truly value is what you will truly put your focus and your time and effort into. So let's keep going. I digress. My mic is muted. Let's rock out.
The 15-year-old Hadia Pendleton arrived. Hers wasn't a life that was to turn out this way. She was a cut above the street violence that has plagued our city. Kwame Wilson lost his mother to gun violence on November 14th.
My mother, she's a neighborhood woman. A guy entered her home, and murdered her, just to steal.
Many parents here say this.
I can't even front. Let me run that back real quick. You know, what I'm doing right now is I'm paying attention to body cues and language, right? I'm not really feeling any type of real emotion, nothing. Like, if it's one time a man should definitely be emotional, it's mama's funeral. Let's keep on rocking out.
That has plagued our city. Kwame Wilson lost his mother to gun violence on November 14th.
My mother, she's a neighborhood woman. A guy entered her home, and murdered her, just to steal.
Many parents here say this time it feels like it was one of their own.
Kwame Wilson grew up without his father, Jeffrey Todd Wilson, and was raised by his mother, Yolanda Holmes. Wilson's father had been largely out of his life for at least 20 years. Wilson's father, Jeffrey Todd Wilson, is serving a life sentence in Statesville Correctional Center in Crest Hill, Illinois for murder.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm not trying to figure it out. I just recognize that when they say, like, the curse of the father or whatever, or all these things are passed down, it's really starting to stand out to me more and more that I look at these things. It stands out to me more and more and more how much I do recognize this headspace that we are in as humans right now is very much so a tug of war of spirits. And those who are not in tune with themselves and what it is that they, let's say, subscribe to, can wind up very lost out here. You can wind up very lost out here. Let's keep on rocking out.
The reputed West Side gang leader was arrested in 1993. Authorities accused him of setting fire to an apartment building in 1990 that killed 2 low-level crack house workers after the dealer who ran the drug den refused to pay a street tax of $500 to $1,000 a month. Holmes wanted to ensure that Wilson would never have to use gangster tactics to get what he wanted. His cousin Banks said, "She didn't want the street swallowing him up." Prosecutors say Wilson, Holmes' only child and sole beneficiary, masterminded a robbery on his 45-year-old mother that led to her death, and then emptied her bank accounts and collected life insurance policies after she was slain. After his arrest last month, authorities...
And that's the part where we are. Your own mother for some bread. Your own mother. And you know what's wild? Like, I don't know if you guys peeped that Mustang. This Mustang right here. Let me see. Where's it at? That's right. Oh, yeah. Let me push play.
His 45-year-old mother that led to her death. Say Wilson, Holmes...
You see that Mustang with the doors lifting up? That's his first car that his mother bought him to help him further in his rap career as far as like his image and things. So she bought him a Mustang. His mom bought him that. The very one that he offed for some life insurance money. Absolute absurdity. If your mother's willing to get you that, bruh, do you not know what my first car was? I don't know what y'all's was. You can put it in the chat if you want to. My first car in 2001, right after graduating high school, was a 2001 Toyota Echo. If you don't know what it looks like, just type it in. 2001 Toyota Echo, 4-door. I had the 4-door, not the 2. That little piece of shit. I'm just saying, in comparison to like what this man is driving right here, like as far as like flexing, bro, my first car was a Toyota Echo, and you couldn't tell me shit in that little piece of and that little small ass B. You couldn't tell me nothing, man. Your mother buys that for you as your first car, and that's how you reward her. Absolutely absurd, bro. Let's keep on rocking out.
Only child and sole beneficiary, masterminded a robbery on his 45-year-old mother that led to her death, and then emptied her bank accounts and collected life insurance policies after she was slain. After his arrest last month, authorities said he told detectives he set the robbery up for a quote-unquote financial gain. An aspiring Chicago rapper who posted a video on YouTube of himself throwing thousands of dollars that he inherited from his mother to his quote-unquote fans has been sentenced to 99 years in prison.
Look at that shit, bro. I can't even lie, bro. Like, you know, I'm the type of person, I really, you know, I'm pretty good at holding back on like feeling some type of way about a lot of things, because I too myself have seen quite a bit. That right there infuriates me. You see that money in his hand? Every single dollar he's throwing up and throwing to them strangers who don't give 2 shits about him. 2 shits about him. You know who cared about him? His mother. These people don't give no F's about you, my G. Look at what he's doing.
Prison for her 2012 murder for hire killing. Kwame Wilson, 30, was sentenced Friday by a...
That's all your mother's money, which was going to be given to you. At some point, I'm pretty sure if your first car was a Mustang and you're on the road to having a rap career, doing some acting and things of that nature, bruh, it's obvious mom had your back. You didn't want for nothing, bruh. You ain't want for shit. And even if you was going to pull a move like that, why you couldn't find, like, I don't know, the local dope man who the kingpin or something like that? I don't know. Find like somebody not connected to you. If you are, I don't say go do that. I don't suggest you do any of that. I suggest that you just work for shit and build your own, because it feels so much better when you know that you earned it. But like on some real talk though, like your mom, really? Sheesh. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Let's keep on rocking out.
Cook County judge, who also sentenced the convicted gunman Eugene Spencer to 100 years, the Chicago Sun-Times reported. Both men were convicted last March of first-degree murder, attempted murder, and home invasion in the killing of Yolanda Holmes, who was a hairstylist in Chicago's uptown neighborhood, the newspaper reported. Prosecutors said Holmes doted on her son, an only child, lavishing him with fancy clothes, jewelry, and a Mustang, but that he
Lavishing him. His mother lavished him, as in like excess. Lavished him with jewelry, clothes, and that Mustang we saw. Bruh, what did you really need? What did you really actually need, bruh? But let's keep on rocking out because, see, it's all about one of those. Just wait to the end.
Wanted more. Wilson, then 23, sent Spencer to his mother's apartment to kill her in September 2012 so that Wilson could raid her bank accounts, prosecutors said. The word is matricide, meaning murder of one's own mother. Cook.
Matricide. So just like I said, I try my best to make sure that we stay educated throughout entertainment, right? So I don't know about you, but that's damn sure a new word that I did not know. As simple as it might be to some of you guys. Yeah, matricide. Okay, gotcha. All right, let's keep on going. I don't know. What is for dad? Is it patricide as in like your pops? Or is it like fatricide as in like father? I don't know. Let me just shut up. Anyway, let's keep rocking out.
County Judge Stanley Sachs said Friday as he stared from the bench at Wilson and Spencer. Whatever he wanted, his mother gave to him. A car, a job. One could say he was spoiled. She gave Kwame life, and it was his choice to take it away from her. Records showed that Wilson withdrew nearly $70,000 from his mother's accounts in the months after her death and spent the money on flashy clothes and to customize the Mustang she had given him to have gold wing doors added to the vehicle.
It's the 14th of September 2015, Sergeant Contreras.
Now, yes, he's where you think he is. You remember earlier when he was talking about got the temperature just right, and all this other stuff, and he was, everything this and exclusive that. You're in that dusty ass, plain ass white tee. That's extra baggy on your ass because they don't never have your right size. Lord knows what the hell you got to do in there just to be able to survive. You went from being real cushy, bruh. Like you real deal. A lot of people would say, considering your circumstances, even though dad wasn't there, you know what you were given? You were given a true blessing, and that was your mother. A lot of folks don't have their mom who, in that single circumstance, is as stable, I guess, to be able to. Because if she was able to do all those things she did for you, she had to have had something going on, substantial, which was the doing as a hairdresser, hairstylist. I'm just, man, it's absolutely absurd. Let's keep on rocking out.
Versus interviewing inmate involved in a 1010 on tier 3G. What's your name? Colleen Wilson. What's your ID number?
A 3G is a SA. So now he's in prison. And he's in this situation right now. So for those who not hip, this is one of those when you have an incident, the officers got a recorded body cam and stuff. They cuff you, take you to a little back room and shit, a little office, and they ask what happened and everything else. Well, basically, another inmate tried to SA him, was trying to like get with him on some open wide type shit. Now you got to go through all this. You going through all that. You could be laid up right now. You know what I'm saying? With something nice and cute and beautiful. You could be eating something and ordering and saying, hey, could you give me another this or that? Now you're here. So all that money you had and everything, and I can almost promise you, right? Like, ain't nobody in the family, ain't nobody like looking out for him. So remember earlier when we were watching and he was throwing all that money to the crowd? Put in the chat for me, how many people do you think out of that crowd he was throwing money to got his back right now that he's in there? How many people are visiting him? How many people are sending money to his books? How many people at his court they seeing free him or try to testify on his behalf? Anything at all. All those people you was throwing that money up to. All them people you was doing that. And not near one soul is by your side at this point. The only one that was by your side, you offed for something that you ain't got a dime of right now. Guarantee you that nigga ain't got no money on his books. He broke his shit in that bitch. Let's keep on rocking out.
2013, 1224, 144.
What happened on 3G?
I was standing by the phones, and then that guy, I don't know him. I don't know where he came from. I don't know who he is. He got off the table and took his shirt off. Unbuttoned his jumpsuit and stepped to me and just got in like fighting position. I didn't know if I thought he was playing. I didn't know if he was for real or what. I don't know him. I never seen him before. And then he got real close. And then he swung, and then the fight occurred, and then the guy tried to stop it.
Let me tell you what most of the real like the Chicago rappers, because they show this all the time, rack rares, whatever, they be like, nah, I ain't got nothing to say. So even now you did all of that stuff, so now you in jail. You basically telling, bro. Like in there, that's telling. He's snitching right now. So that's gonna bring more on you. You're just putting yourself in such a horrible ditch that you can not ever get out of. Right now, do you know who would 9 times out of 10, if he did get locked up for something, be right there by his side, sending him stuff, making sure he good, visiting him, putting money on the phone so he can call mom? She bought him a Mustang, for crying out loud, and gave him lavish clothes. We know that if he got locked up, I can tell. She would be one of them moms. Nah, that's my baby. That's my, Even if he did wrong, she'll be right there. The only person that you had by your side, wild dude, bro. But you reap what you saw. You make your bed, you lie in it. Let's keep on rocking out.
The other guy tried to stop it, and then it stopped, and then I was looking away. The next thing I know, when I turned around, he came back up again and tried to swing on me again.
Yeah, that's what happens in there. People try to fight you. It's always loud. There's nothing cushy or soft to sit on. Yeah. Food's horrible. Half the time phones don't work, or if they do, you better be careful which phone you pick up, because the nigga might shank you just for that. It's just, that's what you signed up for. The day that you said, with everything that I have around me, which is really would be considered an abundance, I still need more. You want to tip that scale? Well, that's when you fall off the cliff. Let's keep on rocking out.
And then I just held them until y'all came. And then that's it.
14 September 2015, Sergeant Gutierrez interviewing an inmate involved in a 10-10 on tier.
That's who we got into it with.
3G, what's your name?
Black Williams.
What's your ID number?
2015-02-20187.
What happened?
Their numbers are very long. I actually do remember from my time. I actually do remember my inmate ID number. Yeah, I do. 220-189. That's crazy. But we don't have that many. They got like a whole phone number. But anyway, let's keep on going. That was like a whole phone number that he just gave.
Upstairs in 3G.
Had an altercation with a young man. Stepped to me, asked me that I want to fight him. I approached him with my fist. He continued to fight. And another guy came in behind me. Other than that, I don't know what happened.
Is that it?
Yeah.
There have been numerous pictures that have surfaced online since young QC's incarceration. He's been seen in photos and videos with King Lil J.
Yeah, that's Lil J right there, right here. That's Lil J. And guess what Lil J's on? Oh, and it's affirmed. It's like absolutely confirmed. It was a lot of rumors for a while. Lil J's on butt. That's right. That's right. Lil J with them with the he with the Starburst crew. Lil J is official with the Starburst crew. He's one of them dudes that's like hard on the streets and all of that stuff. But yeah, back there, yeah, he be messing around. You up here taking pictures. Like, how do we even get ourselves to points in our lives like this? How do we even do that? Like, I don't have a clue. But with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Let's keep on rocking out.
Himself live from Cook County. There was news that started to spread that young QC was killed while serving his time in Cook County. DNAinfo.com provided information clearing up rumors that Kwame was killed in Cook County Jail. All of those rumors were proven to be false via the info found on this website. Instead, reports show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They're going to want you to do that dance back there. All that you doing right now? Oh, yeah. That's what that nigga's going to want you to do, right? And you're not going to want to. That's exactly what they're going to have you do back there. Since that's what you want to play with, right? Yeah, all right. Do this dance back there now.
That young QC was raped in the shower.
Do that shit back there with your stomach like that and your pants sagging like that. Do that shit back behind them walls, my nigga. Yeah, that Mustang ain't with you no more. That mama bought you. You ain't got none of that shit no more. Right? Do that shit back there. Dance like that behind them walls, my G.
Before suffering multiple stab wounds. He survived his injuries and...
Oh, yeah, they'll make you a belly dancer, all right? Salute Native. You already know. AC in the building. Oh, yeah, they'll make you a belly dancer, all right? Yes, they will. And some. Stupid. Just stupid.
Continues to serve his time. All right, y'all. So there y'all have it, man.
So now you back there where you need to be. Now you back there where you need to be. You did all of that. You gained nothing. Matter of fact, now you in a negative, like super duper negative, like non-recoverable negative. For what? What was all that for? You did all that. And if you were able to hire an actual hitman, yo, I already know, like even the like, I guess you could say cheapest of ones, bro, that's stacks. Like that costs bread. So if you had the money to even do that, that means, bro, you weren't broke. You riding around that fly ass smoke gray metallic Mustang and all of that, bro. Come on now. You was all right. You was more than all right, bro. You was well off. Those are the things that I never get about people. You smell me now? So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna switch things up. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna hit another video now, right? So what we're gonna do is let me just get to it real quick. All right, so boom, there we go. All right. Oh, damn. My bad, y'all. I'm sorry. I was muted. So what I want to talk about right here is dating apps. And the reason why is because it's interesting to me as far as how I came back. And I'm talking about, after serving my time and things stepped away, got my spirit and head and my mind right, refocused. And I come back to society Now, mind you, before I went in, I was in a about close to a 12-year relationship with the mother of my child, who was subsequently basically my first, because I was a late bloomer. And so I'm with her about 12 years, and I go in. So when I come out, I'm looking at how dating operates. And I'm thinking it's still the same way. Like, you just, like go to a bar or something, or, you like go out and things. And then I realized, like, okay, it's really weird because like now I keep being told, like, here, take my IG or something. And okay, cool. Then I had to learn down the line, no, that really means she just didn't want to give you in particular her number. Okay, all right, cool. So now I'm getting how this. So I'm slowly starting to navigate my way back into this whole dating world, right? And then so one day I'm like, man, this shit is like weird now, man. Like, I don't know, like people, because I was accustomed to something, from, I guess, like, a decade ago. And so now I'm out and I'm actually trying to I guess you can say like reestablish myself back out here. Okay. And I'm talking about after, I got a job now, got my record expunged, off papers, doing good. All right, boom. So my homeboy tells me, go ahead, I'm going to help you out. I got you, bro. I got you. I say, you got me? How? I'm thinking back in the day, he was maybe going to like hit up his homegirl or his girl he dealing with and then ask about her friend or something. And then, put me on the phone or something. And, then I give her my number. Nah, it wasn't nothing like that. He said, I got you. I got the perfect thing for you, Smith. I said, what you got, big dog? He tells me, I got an app. I said, what's this app? He said, it's called POF. I had no clue for the circus of a nightmare I was getting ready to get myself into. I had no clue. Now, listen, again, this is just me, right? I'm not trying to discourage people from going to a dating app, but I'm just saying for myself, for me in particular, if that wasn't beyond the Twilight Zone, that was like the Twilight Zone met Tales of the Crypt / then had a baby, but it was twins. And then the Ren and Stimpy show popped out. Yeah, I ain't never been so thrown off in my life being on them apps. People are weird. And that's when I really started to get it. People are genuinely, truly weird. So I had to step back, got off of that bullshit. But with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Let's listen to some stories that actually have to do with dating apps, right? So we're just going to listen to people's experiences and things, and I'll tap in here and there. But with that being said, let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Always wanted to be beautiful, sexy, sweet. 1, 2, 3.
Just let your soul glow. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul, baby, feeling oh so silky smooth. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul glow.
Hi. Okay.
Let's go ahead and let's listen to these little like dating stories. Let's hear exactly what's being said. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Let's see what people have to say about how it went when they met somebody on a dating app. All right.
You've had a hard time dating. I once went on a date with a guy, ABC Cosina, and he showed up with an overnight bag. And I just knew it was an overnight bag. I knew it wasn't a gym bag. At the end of the date, he's like, oh, I'll call us a car. I said, okay, cool. He hands me his phone. He said, put in your address. I said, well, why don't you put in your address and then I'll put in mine? And he was like, no, we're going back to yours. And I said, no, we're not.
Yeah, that sounds like Cuz might have been homeless. That sound like he was trying everything he could to spit his game, talk his and go ahead and get up in there like what? The first night. Bruh. The first night? Tripping. You know something? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, if the date went good enough, maybe she might have wanted to let you hit the first night, then you could have worked your way in from there, kind of just drop the toothbrush off here or something. But I don't know. That just sounds like some bummy ass man shit. I don't really have too much info on that. I'm just kind of making that shit up as I go because I don't even operate in that headspace or fashion. But with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Let's keep on listening to this crazy shit.
Not. It's not a homeless shelter. I'm not taking in strays. We're not doing that. It's not happening. You're going home and I'm going home. So if you want to call me a car home, that's great. And once I told him that, he said he wasn't going to call me a car.
Now, I'll tell you this much. Now, let's just say it's not the whole homeless thing because just was really, really geeked out to hit, right? Because maybe, from what he saw in the pictures and stuff and everything else, right? He's probably looking at her saying like, hey, I'm trying to smash. All right. That's understandable, right? But even if that was the case and you just really wanted to go ahead and just, smack them cheeks, the fact is, bruh, when you do stuff like that, you ruin all chances. Fellas, do remember, it's something about an air mystery. It's something about a keeping a reserved, cool, calm, collected, let's say aura about you that just, you can't keep them off you. You can't keep them from wanting to ask you questions and know what it is that you got going on. You can't stop them. Dead ass. You just chill out sometimes, right? Give that a shot. But with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Let's keep on listening.
And I said, that's fine. I'll call my own car. Peace out, Girl Scout. To the man that brought his overnight bag to my date. Are you dumb or stupid?
Now, I don't know what was in the bag, but it was giving Jeffrey Dahmer, okay? It was
Friend was going on Hinge dates, meets this guy, great rapport, great back and forth, great first date. He knocks it out of the park. He's like, second date, I'm going to cook dinner for you. She's like, don't gotta ask me twice. She goes over there, he cooks her dinner. He's like, I'm vegan also, so it might taste a little different than what you're used to, but I hope you like it. And she does. She likes it. It's good.
I'm not even going to lie. And forgive me for saying it this way, but I mean, it's my show. I don't give a shit. This sounds like some white people problems that I have no clue of how to relate to. I don't know what's going on. All I hear is something about a string bean casserole, some raisins, and some goddamn vegan shit. But let's keep on going.
He doesn't try to hook up with her, all green flags. The next day, she wakes up violently ill, projectile vomiting all day. Goes to the ER, they run a bunch of tests, and the doctor comes in the room and he looks at her really weird and he's like,
what the
ma'am, have you consumed human meat in the last 24 hours? She realizes what has happened, calls the cops. The cops show up to his apartment. Turns out it's an Airbnb that he rented out under a fake name. It's cleared out. All of his social media profiles are cleaned. Ladies, don't let him cook for you.
I must say I am definitely offended as a chef. You was dealing with Jeffrey, whatever. Let's go.
Hinge. In case you need more encouragement to delete that app, let me tell you about a guy that I met on Hinge that unalived his living.
Now, I don't know what that is. I have no clue of what that app is, but I would think that anything that's called hinged, because it seems like a lot of people are unhinged, but let's keep on rocking out, see what we got.
Wife. Of course, we connected on Hinge
Hmm.
and we started communicating in the app. Back in my dating days, the first thing I would always ask a man is, are you really single? Do you have children? Are you married? Have you ever been married? Get straight to the point. He responded to me, I have 2 children and I shared them with my wife, but she died. She passed away. And I was like, oh my God, that's so sad. It was so early in us getting to know each other. I did not move any further in asking like, how long has it been and what happened? I left things exactly where they were and we moved on to more pleasant conversation. And then we started hanging out and that was going well. And then he just randomly mentions that he has a brother and that his brother is like a hood version of him. Now, to give you background on this guy, Black man, but there's no black, he's a Black man. He was very intelligent and spoke really well. And we both shared a love for sciences and math and things like that. But he felt like his brother didn't go the academic route with life and had been in and out of jail. And so he referred to him as the hood version of him. However, when he said this, I was thinking, I would like to see it. I would like to see that. You know, people look just like you with a hood version. What does that look like? And so I joked about this with my friends. And I decided I'm going to go and see if I can find this hood version of his brother. So I know his first and last name. I go on Facebook. It's not hard to find him. I find him on Facebook. And I'm going through his friends list for anyone that has the same last name as him, to which I come up on a male name.
Oh my gosh. If she does not get to, what exactly happened, ma'am? I am like, this shit sounds like Alvin and the Chipmunks right now. Nothing personal, but just goodness gracious. Like, what happened, ma'am? Let's get to it.
I click said male's name and their page is like semi-private, but I can see photos. I can see a few things. So when I go on the profile photos, the first one, it really didn't mean anything to me because it was his 2 kids, but they were next to 2 more kids that looked similar to his 2 kids. But he said that his brother looks just like him. So automatically I assume that his brother has kids and that they're close, which would make sense. Once I go to the next few pictures on said page, I notice that it's a woman. And I realized that this male name is actually a unisex name. And then I realized that this woman just posted maybe a week prior, a few days prior, and this woman is happily married to him with their 4 children.
I can't even front you. That was a whole damn goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. That was a lot just to tell me that you realized that the man was married. So basically, he was a married man on a dating app. Shit, boy, I tell you. We still got a ways to go on this. And she done, oh my gosh, man, she done talked my ear off. But let's keep on rocking out. I digress. My mic is muted. Let's go ahead and see what the next one got to say.
So now I'm like, okay, it's one thing that you said that your wife was no longer here and she here, baby, she alive. But why you tell me about only 2 of the kids? Why you had to unalive the other 2 too? It was just too much. So I'm like, how do I tell him without letting him know that I'm snooping on his Facebook? And then I realized, honestly, none of that matters because he's a married man and I'm not moving forward or progressing in this, whatever we were trying to figure out and whatever we were trying to do. So I'm like, hey, went on your Facebook, saw this name, clicked on said name. Your wife is still alive. To which he responded, well, she's dead to me. Delete that app. Get off of this video, press it down, and delete that app. Delete it.
New fear on the
What exactly was taking place when you was looking for what you were looking for, whoever it was, right? The type of man. The only thing I'm saying is that I think we let too much get by us. I think that we are not asking the proper questions when in the process of the courting stage, the whole 9. And I believe that we, you know how people say, I guess, let's put it in the sense of, I just ignored the red flags. No, not red flags. Like you just ignored that person. Like you really didn't take time to just get to know and see who or what it was that you were around. You didn't take time to just really peep what it was that was happening. Why? Because we're in a society where folks is really about, I don't really want to have confrontation or seem like I'm this, or if I ask this or that, it might seem like I'm acting press and I'm not, and I don't want them to think this. Call them 3 days after the number. All these little stupid, goofy things that people make up in their head, which actually we notice has led to no success when it comes to these relationships and the process and how these folks go about it. Let's keep on rocking on.
Not for anyone dating. I was told the most insane story over the weekend. Of course, I have to share it with you. This story is about a friend of a friend of a friend. So I don't know who this is. Sorry if this is you. So this girl goes on a Tinder date and they vibe, get on really well, have a really good date. So she goes home with him and she spends the night. She obviously liked him and they had a bit of a connection and he seemed normal. Then a couple of days after the date, she starts to feel a little bit not right down there. So she goes to the doctor, obviously thinking, this guy's giving me something. So the doctor does some tests and gives her some antibiotics. A few days later, she gets a phone call from the doctor and he...
So even though I've never had one, from what I know, if you're given antibiotics, that means that they just got you. Okay. Excuse me. Let's keep on rocking out.
Says, you need to come in ASAP. Obviously, she freaks out. Like, I would freak out. Like, what is this? So she goes back to the doctor. He sits her down and says, we need the details, the name, the number, the address, everything of the person that you slept with. You would literally be thinking...
I don't know why. I think I've seen her somewhere before. I think I know where I've seen her.
This is a caffeine suppository. What? You understood me correctly. It's caffeine for your asshole. Huh? I'm gonna do the butt caffeine and I'm gonna report back.
You still don't think the world is cooked? And who the fuck needs coffee that bad?
It just clicked in. Let's keep on rocking out. I knew I seen her somewhere before.
That's my dog. You would literally be thinking, what the hell is going on, right? So the doctor explains, we have found out what's going on down there. And it's not your standard. And he proceeds to explain to her that she has bacteria down there. And that bacteria can only be found one place. This is where my jaw dropped. That bacteria is only found inside dead bodies.
What just happened? Hold on. Wait a minute. Somebody help me out here. What? So you're a nephro? You neffin? You neffy? Okay. Shit is getting scarier and scarier by the moment whenever I think about this whole thing. Like, it is absolutely absurd how the things that people, the type of people you can actually come across when it comes to these dating apps and things. So, shit, I mean, I just say that, I do get it. Like, when it comes to like trying to really get to know somebody and things, that shit is tough. Like, and what's wild? It seems like it's really tough when you're actually looking. When you're not looking and you just naturally come across that person, things seem to just it's just a smooth trail. Let's rock on.
I'll let you process that for just a second. So yeah, the guy had obviously with a dead body and then with her. I literally don't think I would.
Wow. So he was boning a corpse. He was boning a corpse and then came and then did his thing with her. The chick that she's talking about. That is absolute madness. Facts, native facts.
Would get over this. So obviously the police got involved. He was investigated. Turns out that he did work somewhere that had access to dead bodies. I'm guessing a morgue.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Maybe a mortuary. Yeah.
And he was arrested. And I think he's in prison. There are so many fears about dating, and this has just added to the list quite high up.
So there's this girlie, she's out in NYC, living her best life. She's on Tinder, swiping. She matches with this guy.
That shit always makes me laugh whenever I hear living your best life. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know. It just makes me chuckle.
But no one messages each other. They don't. Nothing happens. Then she's out in Soho or somewhere in Central, in New York, and she locks eyes with this guy. She thinks he's kind of cute and he looks familiar, but no one makes a move. She doesn't think much of it. She gets home, checks her phone, and sees that there's a message on Tinder and from the dude, and he's like, "Oh, like it was nice to run into you
So I guess Tinder is another dating app. Okay. I think I've heard of that before.
today." They get to chatting. They go on a date, a couple drinks. A couple days later, goes well. They follow up again. Then they have a second date. That goes even better. So she's decided to bring him back to her place. They get to chatting. He sees that she has a nice collection of shoes, one of them being tabbies. He's also into fashion. They can talk.
I don't know what tabbies are. If anybody know, let me know.
And they have a great time together. Next morning, she goes to the shower. He asked to use her phone because he wanted to show her Spotify playlist or something that but he didn't have Spotify on his phone. First red flag. She goes, "Yeah, no problem, dude." Gives her the phone. He goes through. She comes home and he leaves after that. She's going about her day. A couple hours later, she looks over to her shoe rack and she realizes that her tabbies are gone. And she goes, "Oh man, I must have just misplaced them." She scours her entire apartment, looks, cannot find the shoes. Then she's like, that's kind of strange. They had just been talking about these with this dude that morning. She goes to text him, be like, just to make sure that something's.
Bruh. And I told her, I'm told I'm long-winded.
It's not something is in awry. Homeboy deleted his phone number from her phone. He deleted their call log history. He deleted all the text messages, and he unmatched with her on Tinder. So then she's like, "Oh, this man stole my shoes." So then she goes to TikTok. Thank you, TikTok, and makes a TikTok about the story. And the girlies do what we do. We track this man down, only to find out that he not only had a girlfriend the entire time, but he gave the shoes to his girlfriend because I guess her and the girlfriend were the exact same size shoe. And because TikTok has blessed us with the engagement for this video.
I don't know. That is such an elaborate gift. You wanted to get some shoes, I guess maybe your lady wanted. And that's a lot of work, all the way down to being able to get into the moment where you can, go over to her place, timing that. You already got a girl, everything else. I ain't gonna lie, dog. I think I'd just rather get a 9 to 5. Let's keep on rocking out.
The poor girlfriend, imagine being this girlfriend. She posted it on her Instagram story. "Oh, my boyfriend, he bought me these new tabbies," just for one of her girlfriends or one of her friends to DM her in response to that Instagram story, the video of a woman talking about how the fact that her shoes were stolen. So then she has to give the shoes back to the boyfriend, the cheating boy. I mean, I assume it's cheating ex-boyfriend at this point. So then he can go and return the shoes back to the woman that he stole them from. And all of this, we have to thank TikTok.
Oh my goodness. Whatever happened to the regular old you told me you were light skinned and thin and you big as shit and midnight or something? I don't know. Whatever happened to the typical, I thought you had a whole set of teeth in your mouth. Whatever happened to the typical, you told me you worked here. I mean, people having, deleted figures for lunch and stuff and don't know it. And this is see, this is what happens when we just, say, you know what? Screw anything that has to do with any form of structure and, maintaining some form of balance in your head space. None of that, Nah, we're just gonna go ahead. We're gonna get rid of these things. Godly, man. Boy, let's just go ahead and get back to it.
And the girlies for boosting the engagement. But this is probably one of the craziest stories I've ever heard of, ever. And if you're interested in following it as it develops, just type in the Tappy Swiper in TikTok because I'm sure there's loads of info.
So I meet this guy on Hinge at the time, I believe it was, and he's biracial. And then on the first date, he ends up telling me that he's bisexual. So I'm like, yes. And the first date was so cute also.
Hold on. So off rip, you said he's biracial and bisexual, and you're like, yes. And now you're in the mirror doing makeup, and obviously is about how things didn't go well. sis, the man said he was anyway. And just
So like we went to a sushi place and then we went back to his place and like went in his pool. This man was also very rich. Like he lived in a 4-story freaking like condo. I didn't even know why. Like I was just like, whoa, you really have a lot going on. He had like a Tesla and everything. I was like, damn, okay. Like I am in it. Like I'm ready to be your wife. So then the second date rolls around and I go back to his place.
now, and that's why divorce rates are so high. I want you to listen to what she described. Just like the video earlier with the brother, you know, Fugazi, when he was talking about what makes me a high value man is my money and height, basically, aesthetics. And what is it that she said I'm ready to be your wife over? A Tesla, 4-story condo, blah, 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 and all this other stuff. And then we wonder why divorce rates are high. We wonder why, you know, we look at stories on, you know, red rum for hire, you know, the toxic drillers and stuff. And we're like, yo, it seems like they had everything looking good. Like, look at the car they driving, look at the place they stay at, all of that. He works here, she works there. Oh, shit. But yeah, I mean, you know, when you go into relationships for the things that are not going to keep the relationship intact, I mean, that's usually what you wound up getting. Let's keep on listening.
And we're hanging out, have a good time. We, you know, do the deed. And it was great. It was fantastic. However, immediately after the fact, we're laying in the bed and I'm just making casual conversation with him because what else am I going to do? I like to ask people like, oh, what are your flaws? Because I just think it's interesting to hear people's responses and like how they kind of perceive themselves. And
You went to that rich man's bed. You're laying in the bed and you're having casual conversation. And you say, what else can I do? I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave that alone.
he is completely deadpan, no like emotional whatever. He goes, oh, I kill people. And my first thought is, kill who? I'm in your rich ass house. And if something goes down, like I feel like this man has enough money to like make me go away. Do you know what I mean? So I was like scared. So out of my natural instinct, I was like, oh, like who do you kill? And again, he's serious. And like, I'm kind of serious.
Okay. You see how oblivious she is? First and foremost, if somebody tells you that's what they do and you don't know, the very last thing you want to do is ask them, who have you? Person off you just for asking that. Oblivious. Social cues. Let's keep on rocking out.
Serious because I just like said it more casually because he's being casual. And so I go, oh, who do you kill? And because I'm hoping to God he's not going to say he's about to kill me. And he goes, oh, children. Completely serious. Oh my God, I look so crazy. Hold on. So he says it completely serious. And so at this point, I have more questions. So I go, where do you get them? Where do you get these kids?
That shit funny. What? I'm sorry. What's going on right now? Like, that shit funny? Seriously though? I'm trying to figure out, what are you laughing about? Do you want to know why you are an adult? It's because someone like that didn't get their hands on you when you were a kid. You do realize that, right? Are you sitting up here laughing and shit with your stupid ass? I don't even find that shit funny. Like, come on now. Let's keep on rocking out.
I don't know. I was nervous and I wanted to know because I literally was like, well, if you're killing them, like.
You are nervous about shit. Shut up. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, like shit though.
Where do you get them? And he goes, oh, from anywhere. Anywhere? Whatever. So then I was out of questions. I just like to know what to say. And at that point, because he didn't like break character, he didn't say like, oh, I'm joking. He didn't smile. He did nothing. I was the one that was like, oh, hi. So like, anyway, like, what are you up to later? Completely change the subject because I was like, I'm so uncomfortable. Like, to be completely honest, I must have been stigmatized because we ended up going to the dog park with his.
You telling me that a man can tell you he offs children, and because he has a Tesla and a 4-story condo, you actually are still rock with him? And he told you he deletes the youth. For real? It's something nasty up under that flesh. I'm talking spirits. Let's keep on rocking out.
Dog. And then I was going to go to a movie with him after this. I was still ready to hang out with him after this. It like didn't click until after the fact. I was telling my brother, I was like, wait a minute. This guy like said this. Like, isn't that weird? And he's like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? And I was like, holy shit, you're right. That's messed up. So I actually forgot we went on 3 dates. And on the second date,
And she just keeps laughing. Like, considering this story is true, like there are parents right now who are still grieving while you giggling about this shit while putting on makeup, probably about to go meet another nutcase, right? Like, again, I really realized it is truly a circus Twilight Zone from something far down below. Let's keep on rocking out.
we went somewhere that was by my apartment. So I think he parked in my apartment and I drove us over there. So he knew where I live. I was like, I should call the police, but I also don't have any proof. Like he didn't.
Are you kidding me right now? You have got to be kidding me right now. You should call the police. You didn't have that headspace when you were laughing earlier while putting on your makeup saying that I still went out with him like 3 times. You go on 3 dates with him, then say, I think I want to call the police because now you feel like it might be coming to your doorstep. Shit. That's what it takes for you to call the police. That's what it takes for you to want to distance yourself. Now you want to hop on TikTok and try to give us some bullshit story about how you weren't how you were uncomfortable. Shout. Let's just say I'm glad you're safe. Let's rock out.
Show me anything. Like word of mouth, I don't think is enough. And if I go to the police, they're going to call him and then he's going to know immediately where it came from. Like unless he goes around telling everyone.
And you just keep laughing about shit. You really laughing like shit's a game out here. Like you can't wound up missing. Like you can't have cement blocks tied to your ankles near a harbor somewhere. You know, things happen to people. And you're just laughing about this shit. Absolutely amazing. The desensitization of life. Just spoke about it earlier with young cuz and his mother. Let's keep on listening.
That he kills kids, which I highly doubt. Now I moved, so I could report it, but I don't know if it's grounds. Anyway, so after that, he ended up going on like a work trip to Australia for like 3 weeks or something like that, and we just did not talk until a couple months later. I posted my story because my friend is performing, and I show up there and he's there, and I was like, oh fuck. And at this point, I had told all my friends like, oh my god, like the kid.
You're actually surprised that Michael Myers showed up? Let's keep on listening.
Killer, that's so crazy. So when I show up there with my friends, I'm like, that's literally the killer. I'm hoping that he doesn't see me, but I'm tall. I'm 5'9", and I always wear like fucking stompers. Okay, so obviously he's gonna see me, and he did. And he ended up coming over to me, and I'm like, yay, how's it going there, buddy? He's like, oh my gosh, hi, like that's so great. And I was like, God, that's so crazy. Like, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, I came to see you because he saw that I posted on my story. But I did remember after the fact that we were talking about like our hobbies, and he's like, yeah, I love like this one company that like puts on shows and stuff. And I was like, oh, I like didn't think anything of it. And then that was the same company. So he probably was going to go anyway. And then might've seen my story. After that, I blocked him. So that's pretty much the story. I'm going to finish my makeup.
You did all of that just to tell us that you blocked him. But he told you that he offs the youth for a living. What he does is off youth for a living. You giggle about it, you laugh about it, and at the very end, you want to tell us, that you blocked him. Absolute crazy. Let's keep on listening.
Makeup off camera. And this is the final look. I feel like it's giving share. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions and I will answer them gladly.
I figured I would tell this dating.
I'm pretty sure the police have questions. I'm pretty sure some detectives do. You might have some information. You know, that's why I'm the type of person, even one thing I learned when it comes to, like, you know, how we deal with things in the streets and stuff. I've noticed and I've learned, don't let everybody tell you everything. Some stuff, like, no, I don't even want to know. If you don't know, it ain't nothing you can tell them. If you don't know, you ain't got to worry about them worrying about you snitching because you don't know nothing. Let's keep on going.
Story while my makeup is still on, but y'all, this is the best one. Well, it's tied. If you're an OG follower from my first original page, then you guys will remember this story because I got on live leaving his house. So this is the guy that took me to California Pizza Kitchen and didn't order anything on the first date, right? I wasn't upset because he knows I love butter cakes, so whatever. Also, he was a little musty because he had just come from the gym. I don't understand why he didn't take a shower or change the clothes. Anyway, he had come.
Maybe, possibly, either he couldn't, or this is a man who is not self-aware. Sometimes when you don't know yourself, you don't even know your ass stink. Just keep on rocking on.
To my house before, and this was like our second date, so I was like, all right, whatever, it's time to go to his house. So he invited me over to his house one night, and I was doing my blowout, my silk press, and he was rushing me through the silk press, so I was considering not even doing my baby hair. I get there, he don't like the way I parked. I got to repark 3 times, and then finally he goes, let me do it for you. So then we go inside, he's cooking sweet potatoes, by the way. He's like, these are my favorite thing to cook is roasted sweet potatoes. I look at them sweet potatoes, half of them burnt because he didn't chop them up in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. So he didn't learn to cut some.
Yeah, that is absolutely facts. For those who are not hip, you can't cut things, chop them up, some huge, some teeny. They're going to cook at different pace. Gotta make sure they're as even as possible. Let's keep rocking out.
Metrically from Gordon Ramsay or his mother, but that's neither here nor there. Also, he had 2 roommates, 2, so that means 3 people in a 2-bedroom house. You 34 years old and you're a structural engineer. Why you got 2 roommates? They had a sheet separating the bedroom. So he have his
That sounds like some prison shit.
mattress on the floor with an airplane blanket on a
That sounds like some hobo shit.
mattress. And then on the other side is his friend's room. Let's go back to the food for a
That sounds like squatters.
second, because he was eating this really large bowl of salad and he had it underneath his arm like a football and was eating it like this. And it was really strong smell of vinaigrette. And he kept asking me to kiss him. And I was like, nah, man, I'm not about to kiss you while you're eating the salad. And he was like really forceful about it. And I was like, no, fam.
Shorty, everything you saying so far, like, what is really going on out here with the selection of people to find to make something work with, that it is so damn bad? What is really going on out here? What the is going on, bruh? What is really happening? This shit wild. This is wild, yo. And, you know, she's not a bad looking woman, right? And it's like, that's terrible. Absolute terrible. Even down to now, you know, again, I get it. But, you know, I always still advocate for and make it clear that, ladies, that ain't all men. That ain't all guys. All right. There's some very, very good, decent men out here who would love to learn to love you exactly who you are and all of that. And you all can grow and bounce off each other with ideas and thoughts and have a really peaceful and wonderful time together throughout the rest of your days. That does exist, right? So don't think it doesn't. But with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Let's keep on listening.
And he goes, I want to watch a movie with you. I'm like, okay, but I'm looking around, ain't no TV. How y'all is 3 people and nobody got a TV? Okay. So he goes, let me go and get my Dell computer. He opened up the Dell computer. This is the part that everybody.
Are you kidding me? This nigga went and got a laptop with some streaming shit. Boy, options.
Remembers. He has like a million icons all over his home screen, and I'm immediately stressed out. I'm like, bro, just close the bell. He's opening the internet browser, and he's like, I think it's a little too late to ask my brother for his Netflix password. So he looks at me like, bitch, you gonna give me your Netflix password? I'm looking at him like, oh no, you got me fucked up. So he turns on a free Amazon movie, y'all. It was like a Roman movie, and I wasn't feeling it. I'm like, can we at least pay for a movie?
Gosh, bruh. I can't even front. It sounds like he had an actual maybe one, because if she did all of that, sounds like she might stick it out with you. I'm lost. I'm lost. You should have been hightailed from back at the restaurant. The nigga was musty. So I will say, there is a certain amount of degree we do have to pay attention to, sis. It's a certain amount of this you did put on yourself. Although this is really, really like, yeah, nah, me too, bro. Like, I'm trying to figure this out. Like, you actually still hanging out? Crazy. Let's listen more.
He paid $3 for the Taraji P. Henson movie where she can hear men's thoughts. So I'm on the mattress with the airplane blanket on the floor on his side of the room watching this Taraji P. Henson movie with the Dell computer, and his phone goes off because it's his bedtime, so he kicks me out.
No.
What? What? It's his bedtime. Yeah, I'm lost. You know what? I can't even begin to think of what that possibly was. Oh, shit. I can't even begin to think of what that possibly was. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I don't know what that was. Like, that's absolutely absurd. That's what you went through? Sheesh. Anyway, let me just check this real quick. I got one more video I'm going to go ahead and check out. With that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Let's take a quick short commercial break.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Word, you can't touch this. You can't touch this. Break it down. Stop. Hammer time.
Why has dating become adversarial, competitive between partners?
I feel like everyone has something to prove on Instagram.
I've never been in a relationship where I've been in competition with my partner.
Oh, with each other.
Yeah, like it.
I was thinking like people are competing with other relationships.
No.
Like, I've been in relationships where I felt like I was in competition with my man before. My second time I was engaged, it felt like a competition with him. And it's crazy because, you know, I almost feel like the more that someone tries to count you out or make you feel lesser than, the ego does kick in of like, oh, I'm gonna show you how great I am. And it's funny because that's the same relationship where we were every hashtag on social media. On social media, we were relationship goals.
You was in competition
We
with
were
him?
black love. We were power couple. But in reality, that's the same man that looked me dead in my face and told me I would never make it. And the only way I would make it was if I married someone who made it. It wasn't the betrayal or the lies. It wasn't any of those things that made me say, let me jump out of this relationship. It was when I was like, oh, you really don't even believe in me for real. And at the time I was in the top 3% of my company. I went on to be in the top 1% of a $9.8 billion company. It's not even about making it or not making it. It's about the fact that I trapped myself in the facade of what I was showing on the perception of my relationship on social media, that became more important. The perception became more important than my reality. And maybe you need to go through it. I needed to go through that because that's also when I was very materialistic. That's also when I was very much inside of like, let me show everyone how great I am, because meanwhile I'm at home being told that I'm not. So I needed to go through that time.
I think it's so narcissistic to pursue a person, to then get that person, and to then do everything to break them down
or try.
Yeah.
But that's true narcissistic behavior.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And I think all of us, if you're a little bit of successful, you have narcissistic traits. Like it takes something to say, I'm going to be successful. I am good enough to make it. I do believe in me. I am selfish. Like some of those things are important in order to have any kind of success. But when you have narcissistic personality disorder, which is when you want to get the best person to see if you can erode them down and you don't even know that you do it because you live in your own delusion. Like it's an actual mental illness, right? That's why it's called a disorder, like a narcissistic personality disorder. So I've only experienced that once. I think that that's why it's so important because that relationship didn't last very long. It was 6-7 months, but it felt like 5 years, you know? And oddly enough, it was he and I that started reading the book, 101 Questions to Ask Before You Get Engaged. But it was all a part of the plan. You know, let me enroll you into the vision that I have for us. We're going to get married. Let me ask your father for permission to marry you in front of you. Let me do all of these different things that just weren't the truth. So I think that ultimately the best thing that you can do if you are in a space where you're competing with your partner is why? Like we've talked about this on one of our episodes. We don't have anything to prove. There's nothing and when you get to a space where you don't have to prove anything to anybody, you can just be. And when you can just be, there's no space for competition. It's, I love you. I love what you bring to the table. I love what you're up to. I love I just love you. You know, I love our mission. I'm enrolled in what we're going for. And when you get to like that space of things, your relationship becomes untouchable. But most people don't want to do that work.
That was interesting. I would say that when we're talking about this day and age, yeah, there are a lot of people who really don't want to put the work in. There are a lot of folks who do believe that when it comes to, I guess you can say, acquiring what it is that you really truly want to desire, I can't think of anything that any of us have truly acquired that is really of worth and wealth, right? And really of meaningful value that you didn't have to work for in some form or fashion. Some things you might have had to work harder for than the others, right? But we always got to put some work in. And I do believe that we're at a point where we just really do believe everything is just supposed to be given to you. And I believe that we have become beyond the level of entitled. But I mean, you know, it is what it is with this. But I just wanted to go ahead and make sure I did, you know, get my nice little perspective when it comes to how I remember being on a dating app and stuff. And I just remember like folks like are really, really just weird on there. It doesn't operate in a way in which it advertises itself, at least not to me. So I'm just thankful that I'm not doing those things anymore. So with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. I just have one question.
Now, don't you feel tough? Yeah. Don't you feel strong? Yeah. Don't you feel like going home? Sure. Yeah. You get the hell out of my apartment and take really got me good. Yeah. I got something for y'all. What? Get out. Trick or treat your ass up out of here. Let's go. Look, Martin, look, it was a joke, man. Well, then joke on out of here. Let's go out.
See, I told you he would kick us out.
Well, if you knew it, get to going.
Thank you, Jim.
Now listening to the sounds of a God in the flesh. My lineage is ancient. I come from beyond any place you could imagine. In your imagination, mommy was my spaceship. It took her 9 months to get me here. I finally made it. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. My star got 6 points, so I burn brighter than any pentagram on Hollywood sidewalk. I'm much too hot. You cannot cool me me off. Not a son, don't chill, Allah. Check the rhyme that I spill on y'all. It's the best by far. Initiate of the sacred brotherhood of elite rappers. I'm a master builder, grand verbalizer, young old timer. The tippy top shot original Dandada is written in the stars. Look me up then, 2 or 3 bars. Got you pay attention. I'm gifted, my rap is mystic. It's cold that I speak, so the police missed it. Spray painted on the walls, the writings on the walls. I'm gifted, my rap is mystic. It's codes that I speak, so the police missed it. Put on some real tough shit that I can rock to. To write the illest words you ever could bop to. I live the illest life you ever could have. So much joy I cry, so much pain I laugh. At my best I am excellence, and my words are not inspired by the beat. Shit come out weak, it's not bad for a bad day. I smack you and knock your head off, damn. I don't know my own strength like a lion. I was just trying to play, it's not my fault. You fall apart so easy, I need to be with my own kind. Take me to where the rap music is powerful, beats and rhymes. Whole nother channel, don't be so shallow. Expand your taste, it's more to life than your narrow mind think. And we live from the refuge. Is anybody out there? It's written in the stars. Look me up then, 2 or 3 bars. Got you pay attention. I'm gifted, my rap is mystic. It's cold that I speak, so the police missed it. Spray painted on the walls, the writings on the walls. I'm gifted, my rap is mystic. It's codes that I speak, so the police missed it.
You've got to keep them pretty scared, because unless they're properly scared and frightened that all sorts of devils are going to destroy them from outside or inside or somewhere, they may start to think.